So Gary, thanks for introducing MLAB. It sounds like a really great product. If I were to go into the scientific community and look at all of the mathematical modeling software that they were using, I'm sure I would find a lot of instances of people using Mathematica or MATLAB, but maybe not so many of MLAB. Could you explain to us why that may be?
I can, I think. We were funded under the SBIR program. I think I mentioned that to you earlier. And that funding provides for the scientific development of our software and the use of the software in various specific applications like the drug combination analysis program that I mentioned earlier. But that funding does not allow for carrying a product into a commercial marketplace. That's a function of venture capital, which is something unfortunately we have not been able to access. So we're still hoping that people will discover the great qualities of our program, but unfortunately we don't have the resources to aid that process.
So Gary, there have been a lot of scientific papers that cite and reference MLAB. Could you tell me a little bit about the contribution that MLAB has made to this research?
Yes, I can. Well, later on we can actually look at a few of those citations just for fun. But MLAB has been used in a wide variety of situations, many of which are biomedical in nature because of MLAB's pedigree, but not restricted to that. There are papers in physics that have been published where MLAB was used. There are also even a few papers in finance, strangely enough, where, for example, spline functions that are part of MLAB has been applied. But probably the ones that come to mind, there was an interesting paper about the transport of amyloid beta associated with Alzheimer's disease into the cerebral spinal fluid. That was one application I recall that was quite interesting. And then there's a story about how interleukin-13 binds with tumor cells, and a mathematical model, a chemical model actually, that was proposed and modeled with MLAB for how that process destroys tumor cells. There's of course, a number of papers of great interest about the transport of ions across muscle membrane, done by a group at the University of Pennsylvania and others. So we'll see several as we turn to this picture. Let's take a look at our website right now. We're going to actually go look at a few MLAB citations just to get a feeling for the scope and functionality of the program. And to do that, we'll just visit the website www.civilized.com. And to do that, we have to clear out that screen and then say www.civilized.com. It's civilized, of course, because the name of our little company is Civilized Software, the kind of software that we aspire to build and hope that we have. And here is an interesting section, some scientific papers that cite MLAB. Here's one, in fact, from in the area of diabetes research. Hypothalamic POMC deficiency improves glucose tolerance despite insulin resistance by increasing glycosuria, in the Diabetes Journal. Here's another story in certain kind of chemical kinetics. Actin polymerization is stimulated by actin cross-linking protein pallidin, in Biochemical Journal. And we'll go back from this page and go back and look at another interesting page we have here, list of organizations that use MLAB. So here are places where researchers have been who've used this software for various mathematical modeling tasks in mostly biomedicine, although not completely. So many different places where MLAB is used, but as a part of the scientific world, this is a very small part of the world that's really there. There are many people that do not know about the utility of MLAB, and we'd like them to be exposed to know more about it.